this election season has been crazier than a coked-out honey badger skydiving into a volcano. But at this point, are you sick and tired of political pundits just spewing out the same old tired talking points on everything from Joe Biden's gas to the president's tweets? Well, those of us here on the Kennedalia Show certainly are, so we came up with an alternative. We are flipping the script. It is time to party swap. Woo! Yeah! Tonight, Guy Benson will be arguing the liberal point of view, and Michael Starr Hopkins will argue as our conservative. Dave Smith, he will act as judge and referee. He will decide who wins the glory. Are you boys ready to play?
Let's do this.
Swap we will.
Oh,
Question
yes.
number one, this goes to Michael. Michael, it's obvious the Supreme Court will toss out the 30 million votes illegally mailed in by George Soros. So what should President Trump do with his second term?
President Trump should keep doing what he's been doing the entire time, which is making America great again. You know, these libs, they just get so emotional and, you know, they can never come up with a cogent argument. It's just emotions, cry. Well, you know what? The president's going to keep making them cry because that's what he does. He makes America great again and licks liberal tears.
Dave, anything to add to that?
And I was unironically completely sold by that. There's some good points to that. No one makes liberals cry quite like Donald Trump. Very, very good job, Michael.
All right.
I'm excited for what Guy might have.
The judge is impressed so far. Guy, here is your first question. There's no other way to see the Biden blowout than as a mandate for Nancy Pelosi. What should America's most beloved legislator do with the power of the people? Guy Benson.
Well, yeah, obviously the mandate is this blue wave behind me. There was a blue wave. I'm sick of these people telling me that there was no blue wave. That's a lie. And yes, there were some Senate races that may not have gone our way, but that was pure gerrymandering, as we know,
Clearly.
by the Republicans and their buddies on the Supreme Court, like Bart Kavanaugh and Amy Bible Coney, or whatever her name is. But here's the thing, Kennedy. First of all, let me tell you this. Yep. It's a great displeasure to be back on your show. I was thinking that your right-wing dangerous propaganda program had finally been canceled there for a while, but here we are, back again having to do this. But I don't want to be negative, because we are all about unity now. We love America again.
We do.
America has become more acceptable again, and we are now for unity. Mm-hmm. And here's the thing. You need to unify with us, or else I'm working on a list, okay? We're keeping lists of those who won't unify. We can see who's already on it. The first few letters of someone's name is on the list, but that might become Kenneth Starr. It's up to you, Kennedy, if you'll get on board and unify, which is why I have this flag as opposed to this rock, which I also had in case the election went the other way. But this rock's a little too white, and we need to empower rocks of color. Back to you.
Dave, anything to add?
Wow, that was, look, both of you guys made incredible arguments just there. So there is no loser in this round. Michael, you really had me going with the liberal tears. But I got to say, Guy bringing up the really important issue of gerrymandering for Senate candidates really swung me over. So I'm going to vote Guy Benson. Best argument on that first round.
So Guy, you take the first round. All right. Michael, you can catch up with question number two. Michael Starr Hopkins, this election was groundbreaking in that so many dead people broke out of the ground to vote. Tell us why voter ID is sorely needed to secure our elections. Michael.
The only thing that separates us from Venezuela and other socialist countries is our democracy, the fact that people vote. And so when all these libs start lining up bodies in Chicago and having people vote who don't exist, it breaks everything down. You know, libs always want to talk about saving the union and our democracy, but they're always the ones being sneaky. Luckily, we got President Trump and our man Barr to save us.
Our man Barr. Dave, any follow-ups?
That's, again, solid. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of democracy, but I understand where you're coming from. And, yeah, Barr is there to save us. Very well done, Michael.
It's a constitutional republic. Okay, Guy. Those sweet Georgia peaches are starting to look like plums. Why are Georgia's Senate seats guaranteed to go blue?
Can you see the blue wave behind me? This is reality. This is not a talking point. And by the way, I'm surprised that we just let the disgusting attack on the beautiful utopia of Venezuela just go unremarked upon by the host of this show. I mean, those are people too, okay? Venezuelans are people too. And I think sometimes our friends on the right who are on the list forget that. Here's the other thing about Georgia. We've already won Georgia. The governor of Georgia, Stacey Abrams, basically told me so already, okay? And the fact that she won in 2018 has been basically... she's the governor of Georgia. Did I say Venezuela? I meant Georgia. She won, and now it's just time for John Ossoff, who's extremely accomplished and compelling, and Reverend Warnock, who is totally mainstream and moderate. It's time for them to bring this thing home for us, to take the Senate away from that evil, evil genius, Mitch McConnell. I know they call him Cocaine Mitch because they like that. I don't like him. I'm not a fan, and I'll make one more point, Kennedy, and this is important. I'm so sick of hearing these conspiracy theories from Michael and other right-wingers about how the Democrats didn't win or the votes didn't really count or there was corruption or whatever and fraud. Here's the thing. Unlike George W. Bush, who was complicit in 9/11, and Donald Trump, who was directly elected by Russians, President Joe Biden is not going to stand for this type of conspiracy. And he, unlike Amy Bible Coney, is legitimate.
Yeah.
And that's the last thing I'll say.
Okay. Dave Smith, anything to add there?
You know, if Guy never went into journalism, he could have made a fantastic troll. And he might have made the wrong decision.
There's no difference,
Michael, Dave. There's a very small difference these days. Michael, you did phenomenal on both rounds, but I don't know. I think we've found Guy's true calling in life. I give it to Guy.
Oh, look at that, Guy Benson. Michael Starr Hopkins, he has been a big winner in the past. You guys have to come back and go head-to-head. I'm sad we didn't get to ask these other questions. You know,
My employer thanks you.
They're so good.
I'm glad the right person won. I'm glad the right person won. It would have been a shame for that iPhone to get destroyed. Corporate America.
I don't want to be on the list. All right, you guys, thank you so much. Guy, Dave, and Michael, this was beautiful. Well done.